The emergency alert pierced through the calm of Mars Colony Delta's evening shift. Commander Elena Santos rushed to the observation deck, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing 3 ships materializing just outside the colony's defensive perimeter. Their design was unlike anything humanity had encountered in their decades of space exploration. Organic curves melded with crystalline structures that seemed to pulse with an inner light. "Status report," she commanded, watching as her crew worked frantically at their stations. "3 vessels, Commander. They're not matching any known configurations," Lieutenant Chen reported, his fingers dancing across the haptic interface. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies. It's a distress signal." The message that filtered through the communications array was haunting. A chorus of harmonized voices speaking in perfectly accented English. "We seek sanctuary. We are the last. Please help us." Elena felt the weight of first contact settling on her shoulders. Humanity had encountered other species before, but never like this. Never with such desperate urgency. "Open a channel," she ordered, straightening her uniform. "This is Commander Elena Santos of Mars Colony Delta. Identify yourselves and state your intentions." The response came immediately, accompanied by a visual transmission. The alien that appeared on the screen was humanoid, but that's where the similarities ended. Its skin was an iridescent silver, with patterns of light flowing beneath the surface like rivers of starlight. Multiple pairs of eyes, each a different color of the rainbow, blinked in sequence. "I am first speaker Naira of the Nixian Collective," the alien said, its voice carrying both authority and exhaustion. "We are refugees, Commander Santos. Our civilization has been systematically destroyed by the Corvan Empire. We chose Earth's colony because our data suggests your species values compassion as much as strength." Elena studied the alien's expression, noting the universal signs of fatigue and stress that seemed to transcend species. "How many of your people are aboard those ships?" 3,417, Naira answered. "All that remains of a civilization that once spanned 12 star systems." "The Corvans," the alien's voice wavered. "They want our bioengineering secrets. When we refused to submit, they began eliminating our worlds one by one." The implications weren't lost on Elena. Harboring these refugees could draw the attention of a hostile empire to humanity's doorstep. But the alternative, turning away a species facing extinction, wasn't something she could stomach. "Lieutenant Chen, alert Earth Command," Elena ordered, "and begin scanning those ships for any signs of weapons or deception." "First Speaker Naira, I'm authorizing emergency docking procedures for your vessels. But understand that any hostile action will be met with immediate force." "We understand, Commander," Naira replied. "We offer something in return for your protection: knowledge. Our bioengineering capabilities could revolutionize human medicine, agriculture, and space travel. We wish to share this freely with humanity, if you'll have us." As the Nixian ships were guided into the massive docking bays, Elena watched the colony's security forces deploy. The next few hours would be crucial. Either this would mark the beginning of humanity's most significant alliance, or potentially their greatest mistake. The docking procedure revealed the true state of the Nixian vessels. Their ships, once likely beautiful examples of biomechanical engineering, were scared and patched. Emergency repairs were visible across their hulls, telling a story of a desperate flight across the stars. When the airlock cycled and the first Nixians emerged, Elena was struck by their dignity despite their obvious suffering. Children clutched precious belongings, their multiple eyes wide with wonder and fear. Elderly Nixians moved slowly, their once bright skin dulled with age and stress. Medical teams from both species worked together immediately, as human doctors learned on the fly about Nixian physiology. "Your people are remarkably adaptable," Naira observed, standing beside Elena as they watched the evacuation proceed. "Most species would hesitate to help unknown aliens, yet your medical teams are already developing new protocols." Elena smiled slightly. That's humanity's greatest strength. First speaker. We're curious, and we're stubborn. When we see a problem, we don't stop until we've solved it. The Corvins underestimate such qualities, Naira said quietly. They believe only in overwhelming force. They've never encountered a species that thinks as creatively as yours seems to. As if to punctuate Naira's words, a young human doctor was already jerry-rigging a standard medical scanner to better read Nixian life signs, while her colleague rapidly documented their findings on a tablet. The collaboration between species was happening naturally, without prompting. How long? Elena asked, knowing Naira would understand the question. Days, perhaps weeks if we're fortunate, the first speaker replied. The Corvins are methodical in their pursuit. They will have tracked our quantum wake signature. When they arrive, they will demand our surrender. Any species harboring us will be considered enemies of their empire. Elena nodded, already formulating plans. Then we better make sure we're ready for them. Humanity has a saying, first speaker. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. We've been looking for a reason to test our new defense systems. Your arrival might have just provided us with both the motivation and the means to advance our technology significantly. For the first time, a flicker of hope appeared in Naira's kaleidoscope eyes. You would stand against the Corvins. Their fleet has destroyed entire worlds. They've never faced Earth before. Elena replied with a grim smile. We're rather protective of our friends. And as of today, that includes the Nixian people. As night fell on Mars Colony Delta, Earth's defense forces were already mobilizing. Humanity had made its choice. They would stand with the Nixians, combining human determination with Nixian biotechnology to face whatever came next. The real question was, would it be enough when the Corvin Empire arrived? The stars above Mars twinkled quietly, holding no answer to that question. But in the colony below, humans and Nixians worked together through the night, preparing for a confrontation that would change the fate of both their species forever. The data streaming across Dr. Marcus Chen's holographic display defied everything he thought he knew about biological engineering. A month had passed since the Nixians' arrival, and humanity's scientific community was still struggling to comprehend the depths of their allies' technological achievements. It's like they evolved past the need for mechanical interfaces entirely, he muttered, watching as a Nixian researcher, Zara, manipulated living tissue with mere thoughts. Her silver skin pulsed with patterns of light that somehow communicated directly with the organic computer before her. Our species took a different path than yours, Zara explained, her rainbow eyes focusing on Marcus. While humanity mastered mechanical engineering, we learned to speak the language of life itself. Each living cell can be programmed, adapted, enhanced. A proximity alert interrupted their work. Above Mars, the orbital defense grid had detected something entering the solar system. The Corvins had arrived sooner than expected. Admiral Sarah Chen Martinez stood on the bridge of the EDS Hyperion, Earth's newest battleship. The vessel represented humanity's best mechanical engineering combined with Nixian biotechnology. Living circuitry enhanced traditional systems, while organic armor could now regenerate damage in real time. Multiple contacts detected, her tactical officer reported. Corvin signatures matching Nixian intelligence. 7 capital ships, 18 support vessels. The Admiral's expression remained neutral, but her mind raced. The Corvin fleet outgunned them significantly, but quantity wasn't everything. The past month had yielded incredible advances in human military technology. Launch the Chimera squadrons, she ordered. Let's show them our new toys. From the Hyperion's launch bays emerged something unprecedented fighter craft that were half machine, half living organism. Piloted by humans, but enhanced by Nixian biotech. These vessels could think and react alongside their pilots, creating a symbiotic relationship that defied conventional combat dynamics. The Corvin fleet emerged from hyperspace in a display of overwhelming force. Their ships were angular, aggressive, bristling with weapon arrays, a transmission cut through all channels. This is Supreme Commander Vox of the Corvin Empire. Surrender the Nixian refugees immediately, or face annihilation. You cannot comprehend the power you stand against. Admiral Chen Martinez smiled. This is Admiral Chen Martinez of the Earth Defense Force. We understand perfectly what we're standing against. The question is, do you understand what you're facing? The Chimera squadrons moved into attack formation, their organic hulls shifting and adapting to space conditions in ways that confused Corvin sensors. Behind them, the Hyperion's new biomechanical weapons came online, living missiles that could think and adapt to enemy countermeasures. The Nixians are under Earth's protection, the Admiral continued. We suggest you reconsider your position. The Corvin response was predictable. They opened fire. But their first salvo revealed the true genius of human-Nixian cooperation. The Hyperion's organic shields didn't just absorb the attack. They learned from it, adapting their energy frequency to better resist subsequent hits. The battle that followed would be studied for generations. Corvin technological superiority met human tactical innovation enhanced by Nixian biotechnology. The Chimera squadrons proved nearly impossible to hit, their living ships anticipating attacks before they came. The Hyperion's adaptive weapons found weaknesses in Corvin defenses that conventional systems would have missed. Back in Mars Colony Delta, Commander Elena Santos watched the battle unfold with First Speaker Naira. The Nixian leader's expression showed both awe and concern. Your people fight like nothing we've ever seen, Naira observed. The Corvins expect direct confrontation, but your tactics. We learned warfare the hard way, Elena explained. Through centuries of conflict, humanity discovered that victory often goes not to the strongest, but to the most adaptable. By combining your biotechnology with our combat experience, we've created something entirely new. The battle above Mars reached a crucial point. 3 Corvin capital ships had been disabled by the Hyperion's living weapons, their crews struggling against biological attacks that bypassed their mechanical defenses. The Chimera squadrons had decimated their fighter screen using maneuvers that should have been impossible. Supreme Commander Vox's next transmission carried a different tone. What manner of abomination have you created? This defies natural law. No, Admiral Chen Martinez responded. This is evolution. Humanity and the Nixians working together, creating something greater than either of us could achieve alone. Stand down, Commander, or discover just how creative we can be. The remaining Corvin ships began to retreat, their formations broken, their tactical doctrine shattered by an enemy that fought unlike anything they'd encountered in centuries of conquest. As the Corvin fleet fled the solar system, Dr. Marcus Chen and Zera made another breakthrough in their laboratory. The organic computer they'd been developing had evolved beyond their expectations, suggesting new possibilities for defense, medicine, and space travel. This is just the beginning, Zera said, her skin glowing with excitement. Together, our species can accomplish things neither of us imagined possible. Marcus nodded, already seeing the implications. The Corvins will return, probably with a larger fleet. But by then, Elena finished, entering the lab with Naira. We'll be ready. Today proved that humanity and the Nixians are stronger together. Let them come. They'll find that Earth's protection means something in this galaxy. The stars above Mars twinkled with new meaning that night. Humanity had declared its presence on the galactic stage, not just through force of arms, but through the power of cooperation, innovation, and determination. The Corvin Empire had learned an expensive lesson. Underestimating humanity was a mistake they wouldn't make twice, and in laboratories, shipyards, and training facilities across the solar system, humans and Nixians continued their work, preparing for the battles to come. The shield of Terra had held, and it was growing stronger by the day. 3 months after the first Corvin attack, Earth's solar system had become unrecognizable. Orbital shipyards pulsed with bioorganic light as new hybrid vessels took shape. The Mars colony had expanded into a sprawling metropolis of living architecture, where buildings could grow, adapt, and repair themselves. Admiral James Cooper stood in the observation deck of Titan Station, watching as the latest generation of Chimera fighters performed maneuvers that defied conventional physics. Their organic hulls rippled and shifted, allowing them to change shape mid-flight. Remarkable, isn't it? Dr. Lyra, Chief Nixian Biotechnology Specialist, moved to stand beside him. Her silver skin reflected the starlight, creating an aurora of colors. In all our centuries of advancement, we never thought to apply our biotechnology this way. That's because you never had to fight for survival the way humanity did, Cooper replied, his weathered face reflecting centuries of human warfare experience. We learned early that adaptation isn't just about technology. It's about thinking differently. The station's alert system activated suddenly, bathing the observation deck in red light. Multiple quantum wake signatures detected, the AI announced. Corvin fleet incoming. Numbers exceeding previous encounter by factor of 5. Cooper's expression hardened. They'd brought their main battle fleet this time. Good. Let's show them what we've been working on. The Corvin Armada emerged from hyperspace like an artificial constellation. 40 capital ships surrounded by hundreds of support vessels. Their transmission was immediate and predictable. This is Grand Admiral Tar of the Corvin Empire. Your previous defiance was impressive but futile. Surrender now, or we will reduce your worlds to ash. From Earth's orbital stations, Mars colony, and bases across the solar system, humanity's response took shape. The new flagship, EDS Prometheus, decloaked near Jupiter. Unlike traditional warships, it appeared almost alive. Because it was. The vessel was a true fusion of human and Nixian technology, a living leviathan of war. This is Admiral Cooper of the Earth Defense Force, he responded calmly. We've been expecting you. Allow us to demonstrate humanity's latest evolution. The Prometheus moved forward, its organic hull rippling with energy. Surrounding it were swarms of new Chimera fighters, now capable of merging into larger combat forms or splitting into smaller units as needed. But the real surprise lay in what humans called Project Synthesis. Dr. Marcus Chen, now integrated directly with his ship's living systems through Nixian biotechnology, felt rather than saw the battle begin. All synthesis pilots engage neural link protocols. Show them what we can do. The Corvin fleet opened fire with enough firepower to shatter a planet. But the human Nixian defense network responded in ways they couldn't have predicted. Living shield generators absorbed and redistributed energy, while organic point defense systems adapted and evolved to each new weapon signature. The Chimera squadrons demonstrated their new capabilities, combining into massive battle forms that could match Corvin capital ships in size and firepower, then splitting apart to avoid return fire. The Prometheus itself seemed to dance through space, its living hull predicting and avoiding attacks before they were even fired. Impossible. Grand Admiral Xar's voice carried genuine fear now. No species can advance this quickly. What are you? We are humanity, Cooper replied, watching as the Prometheus's organic weapons tore through Corvin shields as if they were paper. And we've learned from history that the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't technology, it's innovation. The battle that followed would rewrite the rules of space warfare. Synthesis pilots, their consciousness merged with their living ships, moved with impossible precision. The Prometheus demonstrated weapons that the Corvins couldn't even comprehend, biological constructs that could phase through traditional shields, nanite swarms guided by organic computers, and energy weapons that adapted to enemy defenses in real time. In the Mars Colony Control Center, Commander Elena Santos and First Speaker Nera watched the engagement with a mixture of awe and satisfaction. Your people have taken our biotechnology further in 3 months than we did in centuries, Naira observed. How is this possible? Because we dream differently, Elena explained. Humanity has always pushed boundaries, always asked what if. When you showed us what was possible with biotechnology, we didn't just adapt it, we reimagined it entirely. The battle reached its climax as the Prometheus unveiled its ultimate weapon, a living quantum field that could temporarily suppress advanced technology, reducing the mighty Corvin warships to drifting hulks. When the field dissipated, the message was clear. Humanity hadn't just caught up to the galaxy's advanced civilizations, they'd surpassed them. "Return to your empire," Cooper transmitted to the defeated Corvin fleet. "Tell them that Earth and its allies are off-limits. The next time we meet, we won't be so merciful." As the remaining Corvin ships retreated in disarray, Dr. Chen emerged from his synthesis chamber, his mind still buzzing from the neural link. "We've only scratched the surface," he told Zara, who waited anxiously for him. "The synthesis technology, the living ships, they're evolving faster than we can study them." "Perhaps that's the greatest difference between our peoples," Zara replied, her rainbow eyes bright with understanding. "The Nixians sought to perfect our biotechnology. Humanity seeks to set it free, to let it grow beyond what we imagined possible." The victory had proven more than humanity's military might. It had demonstrated their unique ability to take existing technology and transform it into something revolutionary. The Corvin Empire had come expecting to crush a primitive species. They left knowing they had witnessed the birth of something unprecedented, a civilization that could evolve faster than anyone thought possible. As the solar system returned to normal operations, the stars seemed to shine brighter. Humanity and the Nixians had created something entirely new, not just in technology, but in the very way they approached the universe. The age of limitation was over. The age of evolution had begun. The conference room aboard the Prometheus hummed with nervous energy as leaders from 12 different alien civilizations gathered around the holographic display. 6 months had passed since humanity's decisive victory over the Corvin Empire's main fleet, and the galaxy had noticed. Admiral Cooper stood at the head of the table, his synthesis implants glowing softly beneath his skin. Beside him, First Speaker Naira's silver form shimmered with anticipation. The hologram showed the current state of known space, with Corvin territory highlighted in red. "For centuries, the Corvin Empire has expanded unchecked," Cooper began, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "They've crushed countless civilizations, stolen technologies, and erased entire species from existence. Today, that changes." A representative from the Atrian Concordat, their crystalline form refracting light across the room, spoke up. "We've all suffered under Corvin aggression, but their military might is unmatched, or was, until your species emerge. Humanity didn't just defend against the Corvins," Naira added, her rainbow eyes scanning the gathered delegates. "They showed us all a new way forward. Their ability to adapt and innovate has transformed my people's biotechnology into something revolutionary." The hologram shifted, displaying the latest human-Nixian hybrid vessels. Living ships that could evolve mid-battle, synthesis pilots merged with their craft at a genetic level, weapons that could bypass any known defense. But more importantly, it showed defensive systems that could be shared, adapted, and implemented by other species. "We're not here to replace one empire with another," Cooper continued. "We're proposing an alliance. Each of your civilizations has unique strengths, technologies, and perspectives. Together, with humanity's innovation and Nixian biotechnology as a foundation, we can create a defense network that even the Corvins can't overcome." In the depths of space, the EDS Hyperion prowled the borders of Corvin space, its organic sensors extending far beyond normal detection range. Captain Sarah Chen Martinez, daughter of the admiral who won the first battle against the Corvins, watched as her crew worked in perfect harmony with their ship's living systems. "Contact," her sensor officer announced, their synthesis implants pulsing with data. "Corvin patrol fleet, 3 heavy cruisers. They're pursuing a refugee vessel." Sarah smiled grimly. "Perfect timing. Deploy the Phantoms." From the Hyperion's organic launch bays emerged something that shouldn't have been possible. Ships that were practically invisible to both sensors and the naked eye. The latest evolution of human Nixian technology had produced vessels that could phase partially out of normal space, becoming nearly undetectable. The refugee ship, carrying survivors from a world The Corvins had stripped bare, approached the Hyperion's position. The Corvin cruisers followed, their weapons charged, unaware they were flying into a trap. "This is Captain Chen Martins of the Earth Defense Force," Sarah broadcast on all frequencies. "You are in violation of the new Protected Systems Treaty. Stand down or be eliminated." The Corvin response was predictably arrogant. "Earth has no authority here. These refugees are property of the Empire." "Wrong answer." Sarah nodded to her weapons officer. "Show them what the new Phantom class can do." The battle that followed was brief but spectacular. The Phantom ships phased into normal space inside the Corvin vessels' shield perimeters, their organic weapon systems adapting to and neutralizing Corvin defenses before they could respond. Within minutes, 3 of the Empire's most advanced cruisers were reduced to drifting hulks. Back in the conference room, the alien delegates watched the engagement in real time. The demonstration had its intended effect. Fear of the Corvins was being replaced by hope. "The Empire has ruled through fear and superior technology," Cooper explained. "But they've never faced a force that could adapt faster than they could respond. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our weapons or our ships. It's our ability to take ideas and transform them into something new." The Atrian representative's crystalline form pulsed with interest. "Our phase shift technology. You've combined it with Nixian biotechnology to create these Phantom ships." "Exactly," Dr. Marcus Chen replied, entering the conference room with Zora. Their matched synthesis implants showed how closely humans and Nixians now work together. "Every species here has something unique to contribute. Together, we can evolve faster than the Corvins can adapt." The hologram updated, showing new diplomatic and trade routes forming between the gathered civilizations. Resources, technology, and knowledge would flow freely between allies, protected by human Nixian hybrid ships and defense systems. "The galaxy is changing," Naira addressed the delegates. "For too long we've lived in fear of Corvin supremacy, but humanity has shown us that true strength lies not in domination, but in cooperation and adaptation." As the delegates began signing the new alliance treaties, the Hyperion continued its patrol. The rescued refugee ship, now safely under Earth's protection, carried stories of hope back to its people. The message was spreading across the galaxy. The age of Corvin dominance was ending. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage not as conquerors or victims, but as innovators and protectors. Their unique combination of creativity, determination, and adaptability had transformed them from a seemingly primitive species into the catalyst for a new era of galactic cooperation. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging that the balance of power had finally shifted. The turning tide was becoming a wave of change that would reshape the galaxy forever. 1 year after humanity's first contact with the Nixians, the Corvin Empire's capital world of Arcos bristled with defenses. Grand Admiral Carr stood in the Imperial Command Center, watching as reports flooded in from across Corvin space. Their territory was shrinking. The unthinkable was happening. "Another defense fleet lost in the Centauri sector," his aide reported, mandibles clicking nervously. "The human-led alliance. They're not just defeating our forces. They're liberating worlds we've held for centuries." A massive hologram dominated the chamber center, showing the current state of the Empire. Red sectors turned green one by one as the alliance advanced. But what truly terrified the Corvin leadership wasn't the military defeats, it was how their enemies fought. Each battle brought new evolutionary leaps in technology. Human Nixian ships adapted in real time, developing countermeasures to Corvin weapons even as they were fired. The Alliance's combined technological knowledge produced innovations that seemed to defy the laws of physics themselves. On the bridge of the EDS Prometheus, now evolved far beyond its original form, Admiral Cooper watched as the combined Alliance fleet approached Arcos. The ship's living hull pulsed with anticipation, its neural network connected to thousands of synthesis pilots across the Armada. "All Alliance vessels report ready," his executive officer announced. The fleet was a testament to galactic cooperation. Atrian phase ships, Nixian biocruisers, human hybrid vessels, and ships from a dozen other species, all working in perfect harmony. "Send the transmission," Cooper ordered. His synthesis implants glowed as he connected directly to the fleet's communication network. The message that reached Arcos was broadcast in every known language. "This is Admiral James Cooper of the Earth Defense Force, speaking on behalf of the Galactic Alliance. Your empire ends today. Surrender, and you will be treated with mercy. Resist, and you will witness the full evolution of our combined strength." In Mars Colony, now transformed into a sprawling metropolis of living architecture, Commander Elena Santos and First Speaker Naira watched the approaching battle through quantum-entangled sensors. The colony had become the heart of the Alliance's scientific collaboration, where species from across the galaxy came to share knowledge and develop new technologies. "It's strange," Naira mused, her rainbow eyes reflecting the tactical display. "A year ago, we were refugees begging for protection. Now, because of humanity's influence, we're part of the most powerful alliance the galaxy has ever seen. That's because humans don't just solve problems," Dr. Marcus Chen added, entering with Zora. Their matched synthesis implants pulsed in sync. "We reimagine them. When we combined your biotechnology with other species innovations, we didn't just make better weapons. We created a new way of thinking about space, time, and life itself." The Battle of Arcos began not with an exchange of fire, but with a demonstration. The Alliance fleet deployed its latest evolution, ships that could manipulate the quantum fabric of space itself. Corvin defense platforms found themselves phased out of normal spacetime, their weapons rendered useless by fields of altered physics. The Prometheus led the advance, its organic hull now capable of splitting into multiple autonomous units while maintaining a singular consciousness. Synthesis pilots merged with their vessels at levels that transcended traditional boundaries between biological and mechanical. "Impossible," Grand Admiral Carr whispered, watching as his supposedly impregnable defenses were systematically dismantled. "What have they become?" The answer came not in words, but in actions. The Alliance fleet didn't just defeat the Corvin defenses, they rendered them obsolete. Ships evolved mid-battle, organic technology merged with quantum physics in ways that created new scientific principles with each passing moment. As the last Corvin warships fell silent, Admiral Cooper transmitted one final message. "Your empire was built on the belief that power comes from domination. We've proved that true strength lies in cooperation, innovation, and the willingness to evolve beyond our limitations." The surrender of the Corvin Empire marked more than the end of a war. It signaled the beginning of a new era in galactic history. The Alliance's victory demonstrated that the combined potential of multiple species working together could achieve things that no single civilization could accomplish alone. In the aftermath, Arcos itself was transformed. The former seat of imperial power became a center of learning, where Corvin scientists worked alongside their former enemies, contributing their knowledge to the growing pool of galactic wisdom. 1 year after refugees sought sanctuary at Mars, humanity had helped forge a new galactic order, not through conquest, but through innovation, adaptation, and cooperation. The Nixians found not just protectors, but partners in evolution. Other species discovered that their unique perspectives and technologies, when combined with human creativity and determination, could transcend their original purposes. As the stars shone down on a changed galaxy, Admiral Cooper stood in the Prometheus's observation deck, watching ships from dozens of species moving peacefully through space. Beside him, First Speaker Naira's silver skin reflected the starlight. "What do you think will become?" she asked, her rainbow eyes fixed on the future. "With all these species working together, evolving together." Cooper smiled, his synthesis implants pulsing with the living ship's rhythms. "That's the beauty of evolution, isn't it? The possibilities are endless. We've only just begun to discover what we can achieve together." And in the depths of space, on countless worlds and ships, the combined knowledge and creativity of the galaxy's species continued to grow, evolve, and transform, reaching for possibilities that none of them could have imagined alone. The dawn of a new age had truly begun.